Hi, welcome to another video of Reading with Clyde. Today I want to read a snippet of a session given by Terrence McKenna in June 1994 on in a workshop based on the primacy of direct experience. Here goes. So the important message to take out of all of this, I think for people in your position who may or may not wish to grapple with the abstract mathematical models of time or trade with naked aboriginals in steaming jungles, what can you take into your own life? It seems to me what the whole thing, the tension between these bohemian counterculture critiques and bourgeois society is about, is what I call the primacy of direct experience. If you are inside a Christian world or a capitalist world or a Jewish world or a Republican world or a democratic world, these are worlds of ideas. These are ideas. We can live by ideas, but we can't live by ideas alone. It creates megalomania. It creates unbalance. It creates a grotesque parody of what life is supposed to be about. And what life, I think, is supposed to be about is the reclamation of the primacy of direct experience. That means sex and psychedelics and dancing and conversation and good eating and lots of exercise and travel and attention to what Wittgenstein called the present at hand. The present at hand, meaning what you can reach, is what's real. And everything else becomes progressively more hypothetical, more abstract. Anticipating Wittgenstein's talking about our reach, William Blake said, attend the minute particulars. This was his advice for life. Attend the minute particulars. Well, that's good 18th century prose for pay attention to the details, keep your eye on the ball. The nexus of mystery of being at the theater of our drama of redemption is the body. The body. And we have been thoroughly weirded out on the subject of the body because we have been the inheritors of a very complex, head oriented, abstraction devoted social system, cultural theory. But we see the consequences of not feeling all around us, the toxification of the earth, the toleration of overpopulation, and the institutions that promote it. It's all achieved through a deadening of feeling. If we could feel what we are doing to the earth, to the elderly, to the young, to racial and social minorities, if we could feel the agony of what we do, we would stop doing it. But we have what we call reasons for why it is the way it is. Arguments, theories, blame. It's somebody else's fault, or the poor are always with us, or something else. These are all evasions of the obligation to create a community based on love and tolerance. Hardly a radical notion, and yet incredibly difficult to bring into existence. And perhaps the world will not transform itself in 2012. And we need to have no further concern about all these things. Sorry. And perhaps the world will transform itself in 2012. And we will have no further concern about all these things. But perhaps not. So basically, the not for me came in right immediately over there when the world did not transform itself in 2012, which everybody was anticipating and hoping for. Based on Terrence McKenna's timeline theories, if you've read that, then you would probably know what he's talking about, the fractal based timeline. But it didn't work out that way where we expected according to the Mayan calendars, that thing and all that stuff that was supposed to happen. uh, but some people say that it did basically trigger an awakening in consciousness. But I disagree to that. If you currently look at how we are, I mean, not we, but the world overall, there's always a good and the bad, and you can see whatever perspective you choose, view it that way. But you can see that we, as a species, we still hurt others, and starve others at this point of time. And this society is not based on what he is talking about, creating a community based on love and tolerance. So this was a long way of putting the point across, but he does it so well, and the words he used are quite eloquent and difficult to pronounce as well. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for more reading with Clyde. Have fun. Bye bye.